Okay, this will be a colourful one. Let's see how it goes. $141.4 enlargement. Okay, stop scrolling. Fuck you, stupid interface Konica Minolta. Just going to make it a little bit more contrasty. Sorry guys, I'm itchy. Sometimes I get itchy, it's annoying. I've had it worse though. Right. Okay, let's see what this one is. This one I also brought for this demo set, and I'm going to give it away. It's worth giving away. It's too good to get rid of. It is a party animal. So it could be your birthday, it could be Christmas, it could be anything. It looks nice. Party animal. Okay, I love parties. I must admit I do love parties. I don't go to parties at the moment, but when I'm with Luigi, I'm sure we're going to going to heaps of parties. We're going to go to heaps of them and we're going to have a good time. But let me tell you something, there's not going to be any drunkenness or drug taking, even though I guess a lot of people think that alcohol and or drugs is part of partiness. But I think parties can be fun without the need for those sorts of vice. But I can understand why people think that. Maybe I can just barely understand it. It's not something I find easy to understand, and this has gone totally ape shit. It looks good, but basically I'm just not interested in drugs and alcohol. This is it. I've just never had any inclination towards it. But you know, everyone's different, I suppose, and everyone's got their opinions. I've got my opinions, and if you don't agree with mine, well, that's not a loss, you know. You don't have to agree with me. You can still enjoy my videos while totally being in disagreement with me. Let's see how we go. I mean, I've got a close relative who's an alcoholic, so that's part of the reason why I sort of had a hatred for getting drunk in the first place, was because this person was very close to me. And she just became something not real when she was drunk. She just doesn't sound like herself. She sounds really loud and obnoxious, and I really don't find that terribly appealing. So you can understand then, well, probably can't, but you can probably understand, some people could probably understand why I find that a problem. Yeah, I'm not talking to the real fucking person. I'm talking to the alcohol. It feels like I'm talking to drink, to a fucking wine cask or bottle or whatever other packaging that it comes in. So I just don't feel it's really tasteful when people get drunk. So it's just something I can't relate to. I just don't have any sense of real understanding. I mean, I can understand that you might want to run away from reality, because reality these days is quite nasty. There's a lot of rich people making people's lives miserable, and of course you don't want to fucking digest that stuff in your head, so you go and hit the bottle or hit the drink or hit the drugs to escape. And I know it's escapism, it's to escape. There's so much negativity going on in this world, there's so many things under threat that of course you want to run away, so you take the drugs, you take the alcohol. It's a temporary escape from reality. But fortunately for me, I've been able to hold off on getting drunk. That, to me, it doesn't solve the problem. It just covers it up, and then you get addicted to drugs and alcohol. Like my relative is not a drug addict, but she smokes and she drinks, which is not good. Smoking's no good as well, but she drinks to escape. She has a miserable life. So what can I say? So basically she hits it. I really hate it. I hate talking to her when she's fucking off her face. She doesn't sound like when she's sober in the morning usually, she sounds really nice. She seems to prefer talking to me when she's drunk for some reason, which really pisses me off. But anyway, that's it. Anyway, these are our mirrors. We've got a problem with the curling, of course, unfortunately. So we're going to have to just accept that. Grudgingly, that is. Not something that I want. I'm going to try and make these corners come close together so to act as a guide. So, yeah. But yeah, I just don't think that getting drunk is really worth it. Getting smashed on drugs is worth it. You can get into big trouble on drugs. You know that's illegal, and you got to keep away from the police because the police are really horrible and mean and nasty. And you got to protect yourself from them because they can just go after you for anything that is not even a crime. Even when you're not taking drugs or doing alcohol or getting drunk driving, they can still get you. They can just make up some stupid fucking reason in their head as to why they want to accost you, come up to you and approach you and treat you like you're a fucking criminal when you've done fucking nothing wrong. So I'm telling you, you got to watch yourself, because if you give them something that's truly a crime, such as illicit drugs, you could be in prison. And prison's not a nice place, so think carefully, because it's a very mean and horrible world out there, folks. Unfortunately, life these days is not a party.